Hello and welcome. Time and again we've heard from the federal government through the Ministry of Works that all dilapidated roads will be reconstructed or maintained to meet international standards. Now you will agree with me that there are many potholes you'll find here and there which poses great risk to motorists and which causes accidents. Our guest, Engineer Gabriel Amuchi, the Managing Director of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency FERMA, speaks to us on what has been going on the highways under his watch. What programs have been on ground in terms of preventive maintenance initiative? Can FERMA indeed guarantee that all federal highways will be in perfect shape in the near future? Now, the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency was established on November the 30th, 2002, with the enactment of its Establishment Act of 2002 to monitor and maintain federal roads nationwide. Now, part of the agency's mandate includes to maintain federal trunk roads nationwide efficiently and effectively, entering into road concession contracts for the purpose of executing relevant projects, plan and manage the development and implementation of the road safety standards, among other things. I'm Ayatollah Balogun, and it's question time. Engineer Gabriel Amuchi, you're welcome to Question Time.
Thank you. It's nice to have you here.
Let's start by talking about the mission statement, vis-a-vis the vision statement of the agency. And if I have to summarize quickly, the objective of FERMA is by ensuring that it's the most efficient road management organization and trying to ensure that the roads are in good condition and indeed safe for all road users. Now, how has the agency been able to keep faith with that mandate?
Yes, the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FERMA, was established principally in 2002 for the effective and efficient maintenance of all federal roads in the country.
It's relatively young.
Yes, and since 2002, that assignment has been achieved to a great extent. In spite of challenges, the agency rose to the invitation, call to duty, and was able to turn around the look and situation of federal roads all over the country that took us close to 35,000 kilometers.
Now, you talked about patching of roads, potholes a while ago while you were speaking there, but can you tell us some of these roads actually that are undergoing this sort of exercise, in some of the geopolitical zones? I'm talking specifically in the south-south, the southeast, southwest, and, in most parts of the north.
We came at a time that there were calls that federal roads were becoming very impossible, and these old and abandoned roads were not getting well maintained, and transportation and movement of goods and services were getting difficult. So we sat down, looked at the setting, and developed what we call the Rapid Road Recovery Program.
Rapid Road Recovery Program?
Yes, RRP. And this entailed that, one, rather than wait for corrective response to road failures, we developed and introduced the preventive response to road failures. Instead of waiting for roads to fail, allow cracks to become major potholes and then washouts before you come and talk about how to repair them. What we started doing was to do both corrective of existing failures and preventive of failures that would be. For instance, if you, yes, anticipation. So it became a proactive measure. That was the first measure we put in place. Secondly, we found that there was no rapid response to failure because reporting system was inefficient. So we developed and introduced a unit we call the Surveillance and Road Observation Group. That surveillance team monitoring go around the federal roads and get reports on weekly basis on the condition of the roads to enable us plan an intervention method. Thirdly, we went all out and acquired some state-of-the-art equipment that will make sure that at a given time, you have all the tools you need to move into distant locations and fix a pothole when it occurs. And that's the Beckham road patchers from the US. This we have distributed all over the country. We also developed a method for ensuring that we get materials for road maintenance on regular basis. There are some parts of the country that you don't find what we call asphaltic concrete easily. Maybe because you don't have equipment, you don't have big companies that are producing. So what FERMA did was to distribute our mini asphalt plants to all the 36 states of the Federation and developed a cold asphalt technology. Cold asphalt means you must get the asphalt in warm condition, pack them, and keep them ready for use. So at any given time, dry season, rainy season, can last for 6 months or more, prepared to be used. So small potholes and cracks can be sealed without necessarily waiting for a big company to produce asphalt. And then finally, we did, staff reorientation, getting our people to adjust to the new call to duty. You must be on your duty site. For instance, we don't go on leave during the dry season because the dry season is the time we respond to road failures massively up till the December, January time. As I speak with you, nobody among the engineering corps, FERMA, would have left since October last year till February on leave, because this is the time Nigerians do a lot of commutation, Yuletide movement and activities. We now keep surveillance, make sure that our roads are maintained, make sure that gridlocks are even, we collaborate with the Road Safety Corps to ensure that even gridlock, we find out why and clear them fast.
Now, you talked about patching of roads, potholes a while ago while you were speaking there, but can you tell us some of these roads actually that are undergoing this sort of exercise, in some of the geopolitical zones? I'm talking specifically in the south-south, the southeast, southwest, and, in most parts of the north.
Yeah, generally, it will interest you to know that FERMA operates in 12 zones.
12 zones. And
these 12 zones cover the 6 geopolitical zones.
All right.
And we have the corporate headquarters where we are now in Abuja. In addition to the 6 geopolitical zones that are covered, we have FERMA office in all the 36 states of the Federation, inclusive of Lagos that have 2 because of the transportation capital and the spread of federal roads. So we have 2 field offices in Lagos, and of course 1 in the FCT. For instance, in the past 2-3 years, we can look at a road from Kano to Zaria to Kaduna to Abuja that has not had any major failure because of a preventive measure that's been put in place. You look at a road like the Benin, Asaba, dual carriageway, you can't find any major failure because we're always there. And the interesting thing, if roads don't fail, road users don't know that works are going on. So we have that on such roads. And then the recently completed Onitsha-Owerri road is, if you look at that road in the southeast, is one of the best roads, well maintained by FERMA. And so that's how the roads are spread all over the country. Recently, I was in Lagos area looking at the Third Mainland Bridge. And that is a bridge that we have kept for the past 3 years, very well maintained. And then reflective coatings. Before now,
yes, on the railings.
Yeah, on the railings, reflective coatings across there. People used to, at busy times and late night, drive into the parapets and then the railings and tend to jump into the. But now